You voted for Congressman.
And I read.
And I appreciate your staff, one member of your staff said you specialize in constitutional law. Part of this bill tells people to buy health insurance, and if they don't, there's a possibility of jail time. Don't you think that that's unconstitutional? And no, Congressman, it's not the same as auto insurance because I don't have to own a car.
And sir, I will be honest with you, that's not accurate. Okay? I'm not.
There's no government mandate?
So, okay, time out a second.
Okay.
I'm I'm looking at you, sir, with all due respect, I'm looking at you now, I'm answering the question.
Okay.
Okay, we are saying that you have to get health insurance, okay? And we're giving incentives for middle class families that might not be able to afford it, middle class tax breaks, that affordability credits, that if they can't afford it, they can go in, like say, like a construction worker, let me give you an example, okay? Makes $40,000 a year. His employer doesn't give him health insurance. Okay, are we going to now give him free health insurance? No, we can't afford it. Okay, as a country, what we can do is chip in and give him an affordability credit. So we help him pay what an average plan would be, which is right now it's $13,000. We are mandating that people have to go get health insurance. We're giving incentives for middle class families and also the small businesses to do that. And if they don't do it, then they can get fined. It's a fine. It's not a criminal statute.
What if they don't pay the fine?
What if you don't pay the fine? That's correct.
Well, there's not criminal statutes in there. I think then there's a way to go into how it works out. It's not tax evasion. If they don't do it, then they have to pay 1.5% of what they filed in their tax return the year before. Now, in that bill, because I want to be straight with you, okay? In that bill, it says, well, if you don't pay it, then HHS, which is Department of Health and Human Services, can talk to the IRS, say what did they file the tax returns last year, so we can fine them the 1.5%. Okay. Now, some people, which is I think is a common sense, you want government agencies to talk to other ones, right? Is that accurate?
Yeah.
You know how they're trying to change, you know how they're treating the people who are against the bill, and listen, people can disagree about the bill on what whether they vote for or not, how it should be treated to be better. I get that. What they shouldn't do is lie to people. What they're trying to say is, we can now go into your bank records. We can go. That is not accurate. That is not. It would be an invasion of your Fourth Amendment rights against unreasonable search procedures. So I will tell you that some of the dialogue that's going on there is not accurate, and it's been disappointing.
So the IRS garnished wages.
So.
Yeah, but if you don't pay the fine. You say the Health and Human Services will get in contact.
They can talk to the IRS what you file, and then you go forward, and then it's part. You fine it by 1.5%. I'll get back to you and answer your question, but it's different than saying throw you in jail, which is different, sir. And I think, with all due respect, you would agree with me that it's different.
But what if you don't pay that 1.5%?
Is that different? Because the premise of the question was you're getting thrown in jail, and listen, I get it, man. I get, because I hear all the time. I get it. They had a protest outside my office, right? I showed up to protest. I went right up to the guy that had the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. I showed up by myself. I had no staff. I showed up in my car because I read about it in the paper the day before. They said, "We're going to protest," right? So I show up. I asked the first question he asked me. He's like, I go to him. I said, "Sir," I said, "let's have a conversation like we're having right now. So let's have a conversation about this. What don't you like? This is the past bill, the first one I wrote. This is back in August, okay?" I said, what in the bill don't you like? Because there was a lot that I didn't like, and I was trying to work to make it better, which I thought happened. He said, we're giving health care to illegal immigrants. And I went right to the page, section 129. I said, sir, no, you know. I said, read this for everybody else. Every time the bill, people are lying about what's in there, and that's not American. And again, I'm not saying you, so don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying anybody here. But there are people out there that are full of falsehoods that are not true. And that's not patriotic. And again, we can disagree. Probably you and I are probably going to disagree a lot, okay? Next few months, and that's okay. But what you can't disagree about are what's really in there, what's not in there. And that's what's wrong, okay? Sir, I'm going to do to you, and now I'm going to do to you, and now I'm going to do, and now I'm going to end it, and I'm going to talk one-on-one to folks, okay?
Courageous.
What's your name?
Mike Fisher.